It's our last day. We're heading into Salt Lake City pretty soon, wrapping up this drive. Our 11-day journey from Anchorage, Alaska is coming to a close real soon. What an awesome 11 days it was. I never could have imagined it was going to be like this or that. Amy, Natalie, and Nick were going to be so awesome, and that we're going to become a little family. We were all talking this morning like, oh, our last time together as a family. So when we get to Salt Lake City, it's going to be all warehouse work and leader house craziness, because there's like a ton of people going to be in Salt Lake right now for end of season and DaVita and all these things coming up. So, man, I don't even know what to say. Last day, and I'm feeling all the feels. So happy I got this trip from, all the way up in Alaska. I never would have thought northern Canada was so pretty, and that I would have so much fun staying in a cabin with no electricity, making dinner with no running water, freaking walking through the darkness with the threat of grizzly bear attacks or moose attacks. What else? Changing a flat tire at 11 o'clock at night. And just laughing so hard. Oh my gosh. We didn't exercise much this week. Not as much as we would like because we were driving, obviously. But man, I think my abs got a pretty good workout from all the laughing I've done over the last 11 days. So many inside jokes and funny moments. I can't wait to just look through all my pictures and videos I've taken. I've had to delete so many things off my phone, from memory from pictures and podcasts and audiobooks, and oh my goodness, just crazy. But so yesterday was our last day. Like I said, we drove from the Whitefish Leader House to a lodge near Salmon, Idaho. So the lodge was kind of tucked in all these red rock canyons, I guess you could call them. We were driving through windy roads all along the red rock. It's very dry here, very hot, very different than anything we've seen. So unimpressed. We have very high standards now, coming from Alaska and Jasper. Ugh, my goodness. We've just seen so much beauty. Hard to beat everything we've seen. Now we're just back in Salt Lake City, Utah. I remember when I was excited to be here in May. Now it just seems like old news. Anyway, we got to our lodge at 8:30 last night, and of course we pulled out the cards. We played a few games of cards, played King's Cup, which I haven't played in forever. King's Cup led to funny conversations. Playing the game Never Have I Ever. Found out we actually have learned, we already know a lot about each other. 11 days stuck with the same 3 or 4 people. You sure share a lot. You get personal. But we had fun and stayed up till 2:30 talking, watching clips from friends that were showing valuable life lessons and talking about New Girl's valuable life lessons as well. And then at 2:30 we decided we gotta go find these supposed hot springs. The owners of this place had told us when we checked in that there were these hot springs a half mile down the road, right past this sign, towards the river. Super weird directions, super vague. But at 2:30 in the morning we decided we want to go find these hot springs. Leave our cabin, it's completely pitch black out. No moon, but the stars are just glowing. So many stars. It was beautiful. So, having fun, find ourselves running down the street, looking for these springs, climbing on the rocks on the side of the river, trying to find these supposed hot springs. After we looked for an hour, never found these, and it was so dark. Of course, Nick try to freak us out, pretend to be a zombie a few times. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like he does a creepily good impression of a zombie. Like you all of a sudden feel like you're Will Smith and I Am Legend, and you want your dog and some guns and protection. And anyway, so again, lots of weird laughs and memories. Made us all start talking about like high school days. Remember when you would go TP people and you would go streaking in the middle of the night and all those things. I think a good theme for this whole trip has been like childhood, like magic. And I think that was part of the reason the trip was so special, is that it really like transported us back into just feeling, I don't know, like a kid again, getting in touch with all these magical memories. And I don't know, hard to explain. But since the stars were so pretty and we couldn't find these hot springs, we did find a nice little patch of sand. So the four of us laid down on the sand for a while, looked up at the beautiful stars, saw a few shooting stars, talked about the Milky Way, all that good stuff. Went back to our cabin. It was like 3:30. So although we were all like anxious to just stay up and just keep enjoying our last night together, getting all sentimental about our family splitting up today and sad, but finally went to bed. We had to drive to Salt Lake today. I had we're in the middle, we're at the end of like a 5.5 hour drive basically. And then we'll go unload everything. Yay. All our bikes and trailers, they are so packed full of God knows what. But this morning, Natalie, Amy, and I decided we needed to find these hot springs, so we did. We slept in a lot. Obviously, we were up late. So we slept in. Then we went, hung out by the river behind our place, drank some coffee, went to go find these hot springs. Figured with some daylight we could do it. So there the three of us are walking down the street now in our bathing suits. Not looking like hillbillies at all. We find these hot springs. They were not where they had originally told us they were supposed to be, of course. But we found them. They were very small pools, nothing, we also have high expectations for hot springs now after being in Leard. Nothing really was going to beat that, but it's just like a 5-foot in diameter pool, maybe 2 feet deep. So we just kind of sat there maybe for like half an hour talking with our legs in, up to our knees, and then walked back. It was only like a quarter mile away from the lodge, so it's not like we were walking down the road for a while in our suits, but still a funny sight, I'm sure. And then we hit the road, and exciting thing about today is that it's Amy and Nick's birthday. How weird is that? Both of their birthday are today, so I can't fall asleep early quite yet tonight. We, of course, are going to have to go out and celebrate. And as Natalie says, one last family dinner. Have to get the whole gang together, see who else is in Salt Lake right now. And I'm sure it'll be a great night. But I'm so thankful for this whole week. Definitely glad I got assigned to it. Backroads, I'll do this again. But it has to be with Nick, Amy, and Natalie. We were discussing this. Can we request this every year with the same crew? That would be just phenomenal. I think I heard that's the way Backroads works. They do anything you want them to. Okay. I have nothing silly to say because we are getting to the end and I'm just going to go. Great trip. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That's what I have been thinking all day today, and it surely does. Great quote. I have found nothing truer in my life than that. Well, besides Jesus. But Jesus and that saying, you got to get out of your comfort zone. I do not like transitions. I do not like goodbyes. I suck at it, but here I am working a job where basically it's just like a string of goodbyes and a string of transitions, and every single time I end up happy or having learned something, or I don't know, just better because of it. So very awesome. awesome. Get out, go on that trip you always wanted to. Because we just had a blast driving from frickin' Anchorage, Alaska to Salt Lake City, Utah. So random. So great. And I'm going to head out. We're going to get to Salt Lake City soon, so I got to enjoy a little bit of my Hamilton. I've been rocking out hard to Hamilton lately, man. And of course some Avril Lavigne. I don't know why. We remembered Avril Lavigne last night and decided it was time to jam to her, so I just got to get in a couple last minute jam sessions before we start unracking bikes and going crazy and celebrating Amy's life and Nick's life tonight. So Operation Moose Hunt complete 2018. Hope to do it again.